Crossing Borders and Exploring Chiang Rai, a Travel Diary. On the early morning of December 22nd in 2024, we had breakfast at a Shan noodle shop near our accommodation in Tacha Lake. My wife, her father, her elder brother, and the host couple joined us for the meal. It was a treat from our host, for which we were very grateful. Around 10 o'clock a.m., the driver we had arranged to take us across the border to Thailand arrived. The car was a majestic 2020 model, with seating for 6 and ample space for luggage. The transportation fee was 3,000 baht. 4 of us got into the car and departed from Tacha Lake, crossing the Mae Sai. Since we had already completed some paperwork the previous evening, the process of crossing the border was smoother. At the Mae Sai checkpoint, the driver presented the necessary documents, including the white card, national ID, and smart card. At another location within Mae Sai, we handed over copies of our national ID and white card in exchange for permits granting us a 6-night, 7-day stay in Thailand. We were informed that these original documents would be exchanged back upon our return. Before checking into the Lake Hill Hotel in Chiang Rai, we stopped at a local restaurant for lunch. We arrived at the hotel around 1:30 p.m., where we met with my brother-in-law, who had just arrived from Australia, along with his family. In the afternoon, we toured around Chiang Rai, using a car rented by my brother-in-law. Among the places we visited was the unique Larlita coffee shop. We also passed through a park featuring a giant Buddha statue and explored the Reed Garden, where the Chiang Rai Flower Festival was being held. By evening, we returned to the hotel and rested for the night. A day of relaxation and exploration in Chiang Rai. On the morning of December 23rd, 2024, we woke up at Lake Hill Hotel in Chiang Rai. After offering prayers and freshening up, my wife and I went for a walk around the hotel premises, exploring the surroundings. Following that, we had breakfast at the hotel. At around 9 a.m., we set off from the hotel together in a car. My wife, her youngest brother from Australia, his son and daughter, one of my wife's nieces, her father, and me. Our destination was the Pong Phabat Hot Spring in Chiang Rai. The family enjoys their time together at the hot spring, laughing and relaxing in the warm water. At the hot spring, we enjoyed soaking in the warm waters. Renting a private hot spring room for 10 people cost 400 Thai baht, and we were allowed an hour to enjoy the experience. Soaking in the hot spring is beneficial for health. Afterward, we visited the Big C shopping center in Chiang Rai, where we explored the stores and bought some food items. Then we returned to the hotel, had lunch, and rested. A festive day in Chiang Rai, Travel Diary, Part 5. We woke up at Lake Hill Resort in Chiang Rai. After a morning prayer and freshening up, my wife and I went for a walk. We walked for about 30 minutes and returned to our room around 7:30 a.m. At 8 a.m. we went to the kitchen for breakfast. Afterward, we rested in our room while waiting to go on a sightseeing trip. Our rental cars arrived around 10:30 a.m. and we set off. There were 2 cars. One carried my wife's younger brother's family of 5 from Australia, while the other carried me, my wife, her father, and her elder brother's family of 3. Our rental cars arrived around 10:30 a.m. and we set off. There were 2 cars. One carried my wife's younger brother's family of 5 from Australia, while the other carried me, my wife, her father, and her elder brother's family of 3. Our rental cars arrived around 10:30 a.m. and we set off. There were 2 cars. One carried my wife's younger brother's family of 5 from Australia, while the other carried me, my wife, her father, and her elder brother's family of 3. We arrived at the White Temple around 11 o'clock a.m. and explored the area. At about 12:30 p.m., we had lunch at a nearby restaurant. Around 1 o'clock p.m., we continued our journey to Singa Park, arriving there by 1:30 p.m. At Singa Park, we toured 5 locations using buggy cars: Swan Lake, the Flower Bloom, the Zoo, the Sports and Recreation Center, and finally, Cha Thai Cafe. We returned to Lake Hill Resort around 3:50 p.m. In the late afternoon, around 5 o'clock p.m., we went swimming in the resort's pool. For dinner, we gathered in one of the rooms to share the food we had purchased from outside. In the evening, we gathered by the poolside to sing Christmas songs. Later, we moved to the coffee shop near the pool, continued singing Christmas songs, and enjoyed coffee. We ended the night with a group prayer session and then retired to our respective rooms for rest.